There's one coming towards you.
I can't! I don't want this!
So this is Falefa R4, it's the second location of the day.
Is there any fish at all?
Oh, of course there's fish. What do you mean? Like, is there no sharks? Is there no crocodiles?
Is there any eels?
This is water.
animal. Taste the water. I think it's fresh water.
Is there any eels?
Or is it?
No, don't taste it.
Is it connected to the ocean, Mum?
If it is, that's even better. That's natural water.
Is there... What animals is in it?
Oh, taste.
There is no way I was gonna swim in that water. Like, look how dark it is. I'm really upset with this footage because there's actually coconut water smudged on the lens, and I didn't realize it was blurry because the reflection from the GoPro on the day was so severe I couldn't even see. This place I'm pretty sure costs around $5 per person, which is $2.50 Australian. It is one of the less popular falls, but it's just as nice as the other ones. The stairs going down was very similar to the sliding rock, but it was only about a minute to get down. The cave pool also costs $5 per person, but just like any tourist place, I recommend going anywhere that I'm going to be showing in these videos early in the morning so you can beat the tourist rush. Especially the cave pool because it's so tiny and heaps of people go, and then there's not enough space for everyone to swim in the pool at the same time. Unless you want to be sardines, go early. So far in the series, most tourist places will cost a little fee to get into. All these tourist places, actually most of them are on private property owned by families through generations and generations of passing it down. I feel like in a lot of the Pacific Islands you'll become familiar with this. I went to Vanuatu and it was very much the same. The Blue Lagoon we went to, we had to pay a small fee to get in, and it's just because same thing, private property. The small fee of $5 can really help these families out, so I suggest taking cash. Most of the tourist spots you'll see will have a sign before you enter of the rules of entering. They're just basic. They kind of cover up, be mindful of the noise and respectful of the place and try not to litter. It's just common sense, really. These signs will actually have dangers that can affect you from entering these places. Most of the dangers usually are weather related anyway, just to say if it's a low tide not to jump, or if it's a high tide just to be mindful, it might be a little bit more slippery or the current might be a bit more stronger. Just with traveling in general, I highly suggest that you research before you go anywhere because you don't want to go to a country and then accidentally offend them because you didn't do your research. And at the cave pool, that is actually a theological college, and to get to the cave pool you actually have to go through the school to get there, so they just want you to be mindful of your sound and screaming, carrying on and littering because it is a school after all, and they're trying to study and whatnot, so just be mindful of yourself if you can. I'll make another video explaining of things not to do in Samoa, but one you really gotta know is you gotta cover up. See these ladies in this video, they're mostly covered up and it's so easy to cover up. Just wear your lava, a sarong, and wearing a t-shirt is all you have to do. But especially for girls, I highly suggest that you take some more covery clothes. I know it's hot, but it's good to take like maybe baggy hippie pants or a baggy t-shirt or a kimono over your singlet.
Wait, I'll be back.
Just gonna go do a quick video. Hello, Angeline.